Welcome back to the Season 3 premiere of Coach's Corner, brought to you by Fats Cafe. I'm your host, Katelyn Grisillo, and joining us today is women's volleyball coach Lynn. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So we're starting a brand new season, but let's reflect on last season. 21-9 overall, second in the PBC, and a berth in the NCAA tournament. What are your thoughts on the 2014 season?
2014 was just a breakthrough year for this group, both just mentally, physically, and statistically. We were able to, put ourselves as the number 3 seed in the regional, make the national tournament, finish second overall in the league. But we still were a pretty young team, and we showed it at the end of the season last year. I would love to have finished a little stronger than we did last year, but overall it was a great year, and it's a great stepping stone to come into this season where we really should be even better. And we've got the experience of being there, knowing what it was like. I think this last year everybody was just, oh, we made the national tournament, we're the number 3 seed, woohoo, yeah, we beat Armstrong at the end of the year, first team to beat them in 2 years. We kind of peaked out a little too early, but this year I think we've got a group of girls that are really hungry to go even farther in the tournament.
Definitely. So you lost 2 student athletes to graduation, including all-conference setter Sheila Walsh. Will you be run more of a 6-2 offense this year?
It remains to be seen. We have 3 setters right now that are all doing an incredible job running the offense. I would be comfortable with any 3 of those players right out there, either running a 5-1 or running a 6-2. A 6-2 kind of just depends on our personnel and who's healthy, but we want to be able to keep Ashley Dietrich on the floor. So we may have to do some real creative lineups this year and mix some things up to be able to keep her out there, and keep our setters in the back row, because our setters are smaller. They're not our strongest blockers. So yeah, we're still tinkering with that. We're still playing. Like this past weekend, we scrimmaged and we used just a multitude of different lineups. But we did run a 6-2 the whole time, but it was just so that we could play everybody and see what was working. Right. So it'll sort itself out here in the next week or so.
Absolutely. So let's talk about your newcomers. Can you tell us who each is, what position they play, and what we can expect from each?
Newcomers for this fall, we had one, a D1 transfer, a local setter, Emily Telon, came in and got to work out with us in the spring, but this is her first fall with us. She's just a super phenomenal setter. The state championships at Aiken High, just comes in with a great ball control and just good volleyball IQ, just a super player. The 2 freshmen that came in, we've got Okene, who is just a super athletic middle, has already made her presence known on the court, blocking wise and offensively. She's starting to click with the setters. Looking forward to having her on the floor as well. And then we brought in another setter, Chelsea Watts. And she comes in from a super high level club team that has won open national championships, and the kid is just clicked into the offensive system super quick. Everybody's working well with her, and all 3 setters right now. I mean, it's quite a battle between those 3 right now, and it's a good be 3 deep in a position with people that are all pushing each other. So newcomers are coming in and competing very quickly. So
that's all you can ask for.
It's a good problem to have.
Right, absolutely. You returned arguably one of the best student athletes in Division II in Ashley Dietrich. What do you think she can accomplish individually this season?
Oh, geez. I mean, she's on pace to, just have an epic season if she takes what she did last year and, takes that confidence into this year. And, she's just, she started to click offensively last year in a way that, she never did her first 2 years. But a lot of it was physically. She got herself to where she was touching 10 foot. I mean, there's not many 5'10" girls that can touch a basketball goal.
Right.
And
That's
she
true.
can. Yeah. And, it makes this game a lot easier when you can jump that high. This year, I mean, she's on pace to set a bunch of records. I think she definitely can be All-American again. And, I want to see her, I want to see what she can do and take us, deep into the national tournament this year. So.
You just touched on this some, but statistically, just so everyone knows, she could climb into the top 5 for her career in kills and could reach 1,000 digs, putting her in the same category as a former player you coached, Shannon Byers. What does that say for Ashley?
Oh, I mean, that just means she's had a stellar career. I mean, if you get in those top five, to be mentioned with Shannon Byers and some of the people that are in that top five. And what a lot of people don't know about that top five list is some of those stats are from back when we used to play side-out volleyball. It wasn't rally scoring where you actually had to serve to score. Your games were a lot longer, so your numbers could be a lot higher. And for players to reach numbers now that match up with the side-out scoring stats, it's just it's amazing. A lot of schools are separating them because it's too hard to have those kind of numbers against the side-out games that used to last 3 hours. So yeah, it's pretty impressive.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's exciting times. I mean, it's a bunch of kills.
Taylor Stratton upped her kills per game and attack percentage between her freshman and sophomore seasons. What are your expectations for her this year?
Taylor, I think this is the year for her to just break out. She has been, should be an all-conference outside hitter. She has really had an unbelievable preseason. I mean, she has come out and just really with a mission to be our #1 outside hitter, and she's doing an incredible job with it. Right now she is. If I had to rank her outsides, offensively she's right there #1. So I'm hoping she keeps it up. So.
Knock on wood, but one student athlete missed most of her first 2 seasons here due to injuries. What are your expectations for a healthy Ashley Lynn?
Oh, Ashley Lynn healthy now, actually playing. I mean, she is by far. I mean, her having both Ashleys on the floor are 2 of our biggest offensive weapons. Ashley Lynn can hit. They can trade blows with Ashley Dietrich every day. I mean, when they're against each other, it's fun to watch. When you put them on the same team, it's really hard to beat.
Dynamic duo.
Yeah, and she's a multi-dimensional player too. I mean, we have her hit outside, we have her hit right side, we have her hit middle. Everybody likes her in the middle because it's easier to get kills from the middle, and she's such a good blocker. So we're kind of leaning towards using her there some, but it's nice to have a player that's versatile. But it is nice to finally have her healthy and playing, because it's been a struggle to know we've had that type of offensive weapon just sitting there on the bench watching.
Right.
That's if you had a kid that could score 30 points a game and had to sit on the bench all season. Whew.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, it is unfortunate. But hopefully this is the year that everybody finally gets to see her. And most of the people in our league don't know anything about her other than she sits on the bench and keeps stats.
Secret weapon, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, she's gonna open some people's eyes. They're gonna be like, "Who's this kid?" So I'm looking forward to it.
That's exciting. Last year, none of your defensive specialists earned all-conference honors because they seemed to take stats away from each other. Can you talk about each of them, as individually they are arguably as good as anyone else in the region?
Oh, definitely. I mean, our 3 defensive specialists, Danielle Mercer, Katie Toman, and Monica Cardona, are all. I mean, it's quite a battle. They're just as even as our 3 setters are in depth-wise, and it really is. It's one of my greatest challenges is trying to decipher, which strengths to use in each match and which one we need to use for each match, because we really can only utilize 2 of them with our sub situation. We're not like basketball where you can just sub all you want. We get 15, and you only get 15 a game, and you can only go in for the person you came out for. There are a lot of rules that go into how you set up your lineup, but all 3 of them, if we had unlimited subs, they would be in and out all the time, and they both, all 3 of them are just unbelievable passers, anticipation skills, quickness. They're 3 of our top serve receive passers. I mean, it's just, and they're pushing each other. And that's the real key. Is this team the chemistry is there, and everybody's pushing each other. And when you're 3 deep in some key positions like that, it sure does it makes for some awesome practices. I really feel like we have the best 6-on-6 practice in the whole league. When we get to go against each other, and our game is a game that does teach the game. And if we're out there playing high level every day, I feel like we'll be better at the end of the year than everybody else.
That's all you can ask for. So we've heard the team has looked pretty solid all around, but can you tell us maybe 1 or 2 players who have stuck out specifically in preseason that have done exceptionally well?
It's hard to stick out. I mean, this past weekend we scrimmaged up at Lander, had a pretty good day. it's hard to say. Everybody's looking good. I can't really pick out one or two. Sean Hodson really kind of has stepped up offensively. She knows that that's one of the things that she needs to do. She is by far one of our best ball control and defensive players, but she's got to step up the offensive side to compete with Taylor Stratton, who has also come in and set the tone offensively on the outside. Alicia Hines made some great strides last spring, court vision-wise and just blocking footwork-wise. She's coming in. I would say she's our #1 middle right now, and doing a super job. You just, athletically moving better, seeing the court better. But having Ashley Lynn in there, I mean, she's probably the one that really stands out right now. Is like, wow, she's finally there, and playing. And then clearly, Ashley Dietrich is, she's a beast.
Right.
Wherever she is, everybody's scared. So, all of our setters are working hard. Our DSs, our right sides are doing a good job, and we've been moving a lot of people in and out on the right. I like our chances.
Good. That speaks volumes about your team. So gearing up for your first weekend of play, can you give us a couple of highlights from the preseason, possibly a funny story to share?
Funny story to share from preseason.
Or just anything memorable.
I don't know. Honestly, just the chemistry is something that I've noticed with this group so far. They're really just pushing each other. Everybody's working hard, having a good time doing it, and that's that's all I can hope for. We had a fun team building day. We went up to the lake and had a little bit of rain that messed it up a little bit, but we still had a good time. Team got to bond, got to be together. Overall, just everything's going well. I mean, we're literally just a week into it now,
right.
So it's too early to tell.
Good. So we're going to talk to you again before the home tournament, September 11th to the 12th. So let's talk about the first weekend of the season in Savannah. You square off against Lincoln Memorial, Tusculum, and Brevard. What are your thoughts on each team?
All good region competition for us. All three of those teams regionally are usually very competitive. So I mean, that's the reason we're going. We have to, those weekends that we're not playing conference, we need to play region games, and that's what we're going to do. They're all solid teams, and we just have to go down there and take care of business.
Absolutely. And Coach, we're starting a new feature next week called 3 Things You Don't Know. Since we've talked to all of your student athletes, now we're going to put you on the spot. Can you tell us 3 things we don't know about Coach Glenn Cox?
Wow. 3 things you don't know about Coach Glenn Cox. I don't know. It's tough.
Any
Let's
hidden
see.
talents?
Hidden talents. Pretty good at wakeboarding. It's one of those things a lot of people don't know that I do. I compete in professional bass fishing tournaments. I do a lot of professional fishing stuff if I can. Try and make a little money at it when I can. Sometimes I lose a lot of money at it, but
It happens.
But that's fishing. I'm trying to think anything else. I don't know. My son's probably gonna be taller than me. He's 8, and he's all the way up to my chest now.
Oh wow.
Going into 3rd grade. Got a 3rd and a 5th grader. Got 2 kids.
Any pets?
No pets right now.
Okay.
No pets. No, just travel too much to have pets, it seems like. So, I don't know, something else people don't know about me. I'm an avid connoisseur of barbecue joints in South Carolina.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that might be something people don't know.
Yeah. Well, good. Last question. Is there anyone on the schedule that sticks out that you're just dying to play for any particular reason at all?
That's a tough one. Not really. I honestly, there are a lot of great teams in our region and in our league, and it kind of remains to be seen who's going to step up and be, at the top right now. I just want us to have a consistent season and play everybody, play up for everybody. What I noticed last weekend at the scrimmage, we went out and some of the teams that were like, who are they? Just kind of went out and just played average. But whenever, like when we went out there and played against Lander, one of our rivals, I mean, the level of
Step up the
intensity
competition.
and communication just stepped up, and you know, that's something I'm striving for, is to basically have that type of intensity into every single game.
Right.
I mean, because you know, you've been in those games where you just let people back in it.
Yeah.
You know, you give too much. I want us to be a team that takes. So.
Well said. Well, thank you very much for joining us. We wish you the best of luck this season.
Thank you.
That wraps up another edition of Coach's Corner, brought to you by Fats Cafe. I'm your host, Katelyn Grisillo, with Coach Cox. Thank you.